Yep.
Welcome back to another instant reaction. Warriors versus Denver. The Warriors just beat the Denver Nuggets 118 to 104. Um, man, another great game. I mean, like we said, all these games coming down the stretch are going to be amazing. Every single game has playoff implications, and every single game is going to feel like a playoff game, basically. But what are your initial thoughts? What are your initial thoughts?
Initial thoughts is Curry and Pods. Well, Curry, you're gonna get, but Pods, another good game from him. The Nuggets look scared first, and they're a good team, but it just seems like other than Jokic, it's hard for them, when he's getting doubled and stuff. Well, they didn't have Murray today, so that
I was
was a
about to
big,
mention that, yeah.
yeah, that was a big thing for them. But just even when they have Murray, when Jokic is on the bench for those first 6 minutes of like the second quarter or the first quarter, they look like one of the worst teams in the NBA. And it kind of reminds me of the Warriors when they didn't have Curry on the court like in previous years and earlier in the year. But now with Jimmy, they just look, a lot better. So yeah, that's what I have
Yeah,
to say.
yep. Yeah, I mean, I'm super impressed with Pods and just how he's been playing, especially how he's been shooting. I mean, he's had a lot
Yeah.
of great looks, but a lot of these have been tough contested shots too, and he's been making them. So, I
Yeah,
mean, if
yeah.
he keeps shooting at this high of a rate, I mean that's going to be our I guess you could say secondary to third primary score, or I mean secondary or
Mhm.
third score. I mean that's just going to make us really dangerous in the playoffs. But I really liked how in the second half, just our whole intensity just picked up, and you could see it with the whole team, especially on the defensive end. And I thought that just
Yeah, yeah.
translated to like just everything that we did offensively, especially we got a lot more transition points. Um,
Mhm.
and that was just great to see, especially after we went down in the second quarter, down double digits, kind of rallied back, and then we just went. The intensity just picked up to another level in that third quarter, and I thought that was just huge in taking control of the game.
I agree. I'll say the positive. I guess I have a question. Just one thing maybe you're concerned about. I'll start it off. We've been talking about all season, but I don't know. This game, Buddy Hield almost looks unplayable now, just with turnovers, defense, and he's not really. He's still, I would still argue, maybe still playable just because he has that. I guess not. He still has the respect, so it creates space. But man,
Mhm.
he had some. He had. I remember one play that was just like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
So that's what I don't know
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw anything that was a little concerning.
Yeah, I mean, I know you know I've been concerned for a while now. I mean, we've been
Yeah,
talking about this, I think, basically every single reaction and pod we've been doing the past week since
yeah,
we came back. But yeah, I mean, he really does look just really unplayable at times. Um, but yeah, so I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see what they do, especially come playoff time. I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see how they shorten up this rotation. Because I mean, yeah, but
yeah. That's one thing also I was gonna ask you about.
yeah, but I'm just to answer your question. I am concerned. I've been concerned for a while, and then like just to see it just consistently continue to just to happen down this stretch, especially this is the most important stretch in the season. It's really concerning to me. But yeah,
Do you think it's possible for them to completely take him out the rotation, or do you think that's just not gonna happen?
I think I could see it definitely happening. I think it's gonna
Mhm.
be hard though, because I mean Steve Kerr loves to play guards, especially guard, because just the read and react, especially the type of offense we
Yeah,
have,
yeah,
and especially because he can shoot. I mean, even if
yeah,
he's
yeah.
shooting bad, like you said, the respect's always going to be there. You can always,
That's why
and
I think you still play him. But I mean, this game Gary Payne came back and he didn't play much, so maybe you change that. But I mean, I think you still need shooters, so that's why I think you still play
yeah,
him a little bit. This
yeah,
wasn't really yeah.
I think you're right. I don't fully see him just getting like all his minutes cut, but yeah,
It can drop down to like 10, if he's not playing well.
yeah,
I mean, that's the good thing with especially with Pod's shooting being this good, like you don't really need him as much with I mean, you don't know how
and especially with just
sustainable
Moody
Pod's.
playing just extremely well too. Over,
Yeah, Moody too, yeah.
yeah, but I mean, yeah, because I mean, what Moody and Pods have brought just on the defensive end, just their on ball pressure, just their
Yeah,
intensity.
yeah.
I mean, it's been It's been really, yeah, you just see the difference. And then obviously Draymond's just doing what Draymond does. And
Hmm.
um, did you hear the Depoy talk that they had? Were you listening to the announcers at all? Like that one,
Nah, I didn't hear it.
oh no, they were just talking about the defensive player of the year race. And then one dude was like, yeah, he was just giving respect to Draymond, but he's like, I think it's Evan Mobley. But so
Oh, really?
well, yeah, I mean, it's hard to argue because he's just like the defensive impact he's had on the best team in the
Mhm.
in basketball. But so I mean, I definitely think it's gonna be close. But yeah,
I heard some Dyson Daniels talk too, but I think it'll be Draymond, to be
you
honest.
think yeah, but because when the last time he won is 27, that's crazy. 2017, and then if he won it, that would be like 8 years later, he wins it again.
Yeah,
But would this be his third, or is it? Because he's won it twice, right?
second. I
He,
think he only wanted one.
he only won in 2017. Okay,
Yeah, I believe so.
yeah. Well,
Um, I mean, right now I'm just checking the other games. I needed the Clippers. Hopefully the Clippers lost, but they're smacking the Mavericks.
yeah,
And
I think
then,
the Lakers are going. They're gonna win.
yeah,
They're gonna hold on.
hopefully
But
Jose Alvaro's trying his best, but it's
I
not
wanted
looking
to
too.
talk to you specifically about two things on the Denver side.
Hmm.
Obviously we're not Denver fans, but just watching some of their games, there's just two things that stood out to me. Just Russell Westbrook's crucial just mistakes,
Yeah,
just
yeah, I know what you
I
mean.
guess negative plays at times. And then also just the we kind of touched on it, but the non-Jokic minutes. Are those two things that really
Yeah, yeah,
concern you for them going in the playoffs? Because I mean, over the past couple, because the Nuggets have lost like now, I mean, this one wasn't fully because of stuff that Westbrook did, but it seemed like 2 games in a row that he just made some really just
yeah. The
negative, horrible
Minnesota.
plays that just really sold him. But in the end, especially, but
It's it's hard. Russell Westbrook, it's like hard to, because he does like he plays hard and he does have games where it's like the last Warriors game, he basically won them the game, and he
yeah,
has
like
these
the
huge
ceiling is
pauses.
super high when he's playing.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like when he's playing good, it's like damn. But then he also has these where it's like damn. You know what I mean? So he's such like a
yeah,
polarizing. And yeah, this game, I guess for the Nuggets, I think you kind of need someone like this just because they honestly, other than Jokic, they don't have a lot of upside, especially with Jamal, even with Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr., they don't have that much talent. You know what I mean? They
yeah.
have some good defenders and, Braun's solid. Payne Watson, he'll do his thing. I was disappointed. Let me see. I didn't see, did Julian Strawther play? Was he injured or did he
I,
not?
I remember he was questionable.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
he's
he played
questionable.
1 minute,
Yeah,
but I guess he's just not in the rotation anymore. That was one guy that I would like to see get a little more minutes just because he can at least shoot the ball and like he has a little bit of a scoring upside. Because other than Jokic, especially with Jamal Murray out, I'm really confused why Julian Strawther. He was healthy. He
well, I'm
played,
wondering,
I guess, a guard.
do you think it has anything to do with just because he's coming back from his injury? Because obviously he hasn't played in like a month.
Yeah,
So
and Jalen Pickett's he was okay out there. So I guess he had a couple. I think he had a triple double without Jokic,
mm,
but their backup bigs are just very. Zeke Naji's like probably one of the worst backup bigs in the NBA.
yeah,
Dario Saric, I thought was a good signing, but he's not even in rotation anymore. Because at least he can. But I mean, yeah. So it's just they have a lot of meh around Jokic. I
yeah.
was gonna ask you a question. If they could be, do you think they would be a good fit for KD?
The Nuggets.
Yeah,
Ooh, that's interesting. Not, I don't. I mean, I mean, definitely they would. I mean, depends on what you give up, but I definitely think that it would be better. Obviously, you put KD just on any team, I think they get better even at this stage in his career, and so I think he's still playing at a elite level, especially if you put him on a contending type team. Like he's still one of the best in the world, in my opinion. But
yeah,
it's just I just don't think that's the perfect fit you could have, but
yeah,
it would
yeah.
definitely be better. But
I just think. I mean, I don't.
like I
Every
wouldn't
team
do it
needs.
if I was the Nuggets. If that's what you, I wouldn't do it.
If it's like Michael Porter Jr., Braun, and some picks, you want to do it?
No,
Yeah,
I
that's kind of
wouldn't do
why
it. I
I
wouldn't do
do that either. I just feel like they have. Yeah, I feel like Jokic is so good. It kind of you don't realize like the lack of talent they have.
it. 100%.
Around.
Yeah.
Like he makes them look so much better than they are.
I mean,
So
we
they just
took
need
control over that game once he came out.
yeah,
But
exactly.
because it was basically when they went up in that, because it was neck and neck for the first quarter and stuff, and then when they really took that double digit lead, I mean that happened in like the span of just like a couple minutes, and it was just because I mean when Jokic was controlling the ball, getting in the post and doing his thing, it was basically automatic 2 points every time. Because I mean, he was
Yeah,
just getting to the rim whenever he wanted to, or he was drawing someone, so he would set up just a teammate for a wide open shot. And it was when you're turning the ball over when they're doing that, and Jokic is in that just that groove, it was just like it's that's how 2 point leads turn into double digit leads for them. And but then we
yeah.
just did a great job battling back. But it was I was nervous for a while, and then once Jokic got out, though, we took control back of the game.
Oh yeah, I was nervous too because first quarter with Jokic, he's basically unstoppable.
Yeah.
And then I want to mention they played a little zone. I think it was end of the second quarter or third quarter. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that kind of slowed Jokic, not slowed him down, but because his other play, his teammates aren't,
Hmm.
they're doubling Jokic in a zone, and it kind of messed up their offense, and it basically forced the other, forced Braun, Gordon, something to do something, and that's something you just live with. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I thought it was also really interesting just how many threes they were shooting to start the third, especially
Yeah,
Jokic. I
yeah,
mean, I know Jokic I mean, I think he made like four within the first couple minutes. But so I mean, you're gonna live with some of those. Some of those were really tough shots, and I mean, he just made them.
yeah,
But that really did surprise me because they were just doing such a great job of just getting whatever they wanted inside. And I
yeah,
know Jokic was making a lot during that stretch, but then I just thought their offense really started to stall out a little bit because they just started
yeah,
becoming a lot perimeter centric and like taking these shots. And that's what I thought would really contribute to us just continuing to gain momentum and like build that lead because we were just doing such a great job of getting in transition off their misses and stuff and their turnovers during that stretch. And we just, I mean, we're one of the best transition teams in the league. But
yeah. I agree with everything you said, and I'm just happy. It seems really realistic that I don't want to jinx anything, but they can get this 3 seed. That's very favorable. They just have to, Lakers they play OKC twice. Hopefully, Shea and them play. Denver has a pretty tough schedule. So it's basically like you said, this Houston game and then the last Clippers game.
yeah, because the Rockets beat the Thunder today, so
Yeah.
they're basically yeah that the 1 and 2 seed are basically wrapped up. But
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, if we could somehow, I think it'll just be I think it's just gonna be tough. Like even if we win out, some
yeah. It's gonna be hard.
like
I
even
don't
if
know if we have a tiebreaker against the
we don't
Nuggets.
have the tiebreaker against the Nuggets or the Lakers.
Oh, it's gonna be tough then. But yeah.
Because they literally, because remember, yeah, I mean, we literally lost nine. They said it on the broadcast. We lost nine in a row in the regular season against the Nuggets
Yeah, yeah.
for this game. So, and then the Lakers, the only one we won was last night. The other three we lost. So, yeah, we can't tie with
Yeah.
any of them, or else we don't get a tiebreak. Like we would have to have a better record. But I think we'll have to see about those OKC games because yeah. I mean, the Lakers, they got 2 games against OKC and then Houston. Um, they do end off with Portland, who's I mean they've been giving teams good battles, but
Hmm.
yeah, but I just it's really those two OKC games if they're playing everyone and then the Houston game. But I don't know,
Yeah.
Houston could be resting people at that point too because it's the second to last game. So I don't know. I think it'll be interesting.
Well, if we beat Houston, maybe yeah, yeah. The Houston probably has a 2 seed.
Houston has it
So
pretty much locked, I think. But
yeah, they would have to lose the rest of their games, and I don't really
actually,
see that happening.
you know you actually might be right. Because if we beat them, then like they're definitely, I think,
Yeah.
be playing. You know, you're right about that. Because looking at their schedule, because they do have,
And they got young guys. I don't
yeah,
I don't know. I mean,
yeah,
I
and
think they're
yeah, I
hard
don't,
schedule. They play the Clippers, us, the Lakers, and the Nuggets.
yeah.
And I think the Warriors have the tiebreaker. So next game, I mean, every game's big for the rest of the season for the
Every
Warriors,
game's big, but
basically.
I mean, if we just took care, just I mean, technically three great
Two
games in
tough.
a row, but definitely these past two against the Lakers and Nuggets, huge wins. And
Yeah.
if we can take care of Houston, it's at home. So if we can take care of them, I think we really set ourselves up in a good spot. Cause yeah,
I
just
agree.
yeah. But I
I
mean,
agree.
this stretch is gonna be crazy. We'll be continuing to do videos, and we'll do a full pod again once these playoff seedings like fully locked, and we'll give our thoughts and like the matchups and all that. But yeah, just
Yep, yep,
keep
yep.
looking out for these instant reactions, and yeah, anything else you want to say?
No, I just enjoyed the game.
Yep, yep. All right, peace.